The library is one of the most important buildings in Sunshine Island, but what should you upgrade first? Hey guys, Alex here, also known as Alden, and we're back with another video. In specific, today we are going to be looking at the library, and we're going to be looking inside the library at what we should be upgrading. So you'll see I am here in my library, and there is two sections for this. We have the delivery section that I'm currently on, and we have the production section. Now, I've had a lot of questions recently in regards to the library and what should you upgrade first? What should you prioritize? What are the most important resources? What are the most important things in the delivery section? So today I'm going to be comparing the two, and we're going to be looking at the upgrades that you should try to prioritize. So first things first, we are going to be looking at the production versus the delivery section. Which one is better and which one should you prioritize more? Now, I was a fairly inexperienced player. I've still only been playing the game for a couple of months, so I've gone and I have asked quite a few members from some of the really well-known guilds. Moo Moo Maniacs being one of those. I asked 3 members in their guild, which are all on the top of the leaderboards, one of which is second in the leaderboard at the moment, what they would prioritize, and they all said the same thing: the delivery section. The interesting thing about the delivery section is it doesn't just give you, like the production section, a plus value. It gives you a percentage value. So if we go into XP bonus here for the plane, you'll see I've got a 25% increase in my XP coming in for planes. Experience in the game is a very interesting thing. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel and you've been following along, you'll know I currently have a quest to level 50 series going on. This is not what I would advise, and this is not at all what the top players would advise. All of them recommended going as slowly as you can through the game when it comes to leveling up, so you've got more of a chance to upgrade stuff, expand land before you've got to build more buildings. What I mean by this is every time you reach a certain level milestone, you're going to have additional buildings to build. And as soon as you get to that level, the game is going to force you to have to produce those resources to complete ships, to complete planes, to complete marketplace. So basically you have to build those buildings. There's no workaround. You can potentially get help from your guild, but you do have to make sure you do that. So leveling up slower makes it so you have more time to upgrade and make expansions and do the stuff, the more important stuff. So for me, the XP bonuses, even though I've actually maxed out both the plane and the marketplace right here, ignore them. Yes, getting XP and being a higher level is nice, but if you want to play the game as efficiently as possible, ignoring XP bonus until you actually want to gain XP is probably the best thing to do. Now, when it comes to the delivery side, there is a few specific resources you guys are going to want to look out for. Now, you'll see I haven't actually got there yet because, like I said at the start, I've been slacking really hard on the delivery section of my library, and I realised that in my last episode of the Quest to Level 50 series, so this is something I'm planning on addressing very quickly. So for me, there's a few things to think about. First of which, nails and hammers are the things you're going to need to upgrade buildings. So early game, you're not going to need to upgrade too many buildings, you're probably just going to be building more of them. But the further through the game you go, the expansions are going to get more expensive, and therefore you're going to need to start upgrading these buildings to keep up with the demand for those resources. So upgrading your nails and hammers is definitely going to help out. Now, when it comes to expansions, of course, you're going to need shovels and you're going to need deeds. And expanding your land is always going to be beneficial because it means you have more space to place buildings and decorations depending on what you want to favour. But for me, there is 2 things that are probably going to be the best here in the delivery section of the library to upgrade, and it's something I haven't even reached yet, and that is going to be ones that give you pens and ones that give you books. Now, let's think about this logically. What do you need in order to upgrade things in the library? You need pens and you need books. So it makes sense to have these as upgraded as you possibly can. So every single time you're going to be getting some of them from the marketplace or from planes or from ships, you're going to be getting the maximum amount possible. And of course, the more of these you can get, the more upgrades you can make here in your library. So upgrading your pens and books is going to have more of a knock-on effect, in my opinion, than anything else in the library. So that would be my advice, is to try and focus on the things that are going to be most impactful. So I would say you probably want to prioritize the delivery section in this order if you can. Now, to unlock the pens and books, of course, you're going to need to have 40 of the previous ones upgraded. So I would probably ignore the XP ones, and I would probably go for the nails and hammers and the shovels and deeds. But I would probably prioritize shovels and deeds over nails and hammers, because expanding your land is going to be more beneficial than upgrading those buildings. Okay, so moving over to the production side of the library now. This is a bit more complicated, this one. Now, this is something I put nearly all of my resources into rather than the delivery section. So if I was to restart and make a completely new account, I would definitely prioritize the delivery section over anything here in the production section. However, if you want to be a player that really helps out your guild, if you really enjoy doing the guild tournament, if you want to be a big part of the guild and doing as much as you can, upgrading some of the production stuff is also going to be pretty beneficial. Now, the first project as a guild you're going to be able to complete in the game is going to be the milk project. So for me, it was important to upgrade my milk bonus as quickly as I could to make sure I was producing the maximum amount of milk, and therefore we were completing these projects quicker and we could level up our guild. So if you're a guild player and this is something that you haven't already done, it's definitely something I would consider, because it is going to help you out in the long run. Now, there is certain resources that you actually don't need to think about when it comes to the guild, one of those being daisies. Do I regret upgrading this? Well, probably. It feels like a bit of a waste of resources for me right now. Looking back, I was just going to max out every single tier. Then I realised you don't actually get that many books and that many pens in order to upgrade everything really quickly. So for me, there's a couple of things I would upgrade, but daisies definitely isn't one. You're going to unlock carrot and wheat later on in your projects, but early game it's going to mainly consist of milk, and it's mainly going to consist of feathers. Feathers is one of these projects as a guild that you get a couple of people together, you all collect your feathers at the same time, and you're going to be able to complete a fairly large feather task. We are able to complete around 3 tier 5 feather tasks every single day, and this is just with a few of our guild members. So for me, getting up the feather bonus was really important, because giving plus 45 to every single one of your ostrich farms is going to make a really significant difference, and it is a very considerable boost. So for me, this was one of my main priorities, because I knew it would help out my guild significantly, especially when it comes to that guild tournament, because we grind out a lot of feather tasks. Now, of course, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because what I'm saying is you don't need to not upgrade everything else in here. You can absolutely go ahead and upgrade whatever you want to, but just think about maximizing efficiency. Upgrading the stuff on the delivery section means as soon as you've got that boost, you're gonna have that forever. Now, if you guys are like me in the player tournament, I grind out really a lot in the player tournament, and I have significantly shot myself in the foot here, because I haven't upgraded anything over here in the marketplace other than XP, and XP is probably the one thing that I don't actually need right now. Now, I'm always in need of nails, so this is definitely something I'm going to be upgrading very soon, so you can stay tuned for that next episode of my Quest to Level 50 series, because this is definitely what I'm going to be upgrading. So just think about it efficiently. Upgrade as many of these as you can before you start doing your production stuff. Of course, if you're lacking a certain type of resource, so for me, I was really struggling with fertilizer. I wasn't really getting as much of it as I was needing to keep up with all my production stuff. This is of course what you get from the silo. This is one of the things that I did. There is of course no guild projects in which you need to collect fertilizer, but it's a resource that I found I needed in order to keep up with some of my other stuff. So I upgraded this to get a +6 value, which isn't huge, but it is going to benefit a little bit. So keep that in the back of your mind as well. If you're struggling with certain resources, you also of course can go in and upgrade them. But hopefully you guys did find this video helpful. Thank you to every single one of the top players and my guild mates who helped me come up with all the information and facts for this video. You guys are absolutely awesome. Again, huge shout out to the guys over at Moo Moo Maniacs, that #1 guild in the whole of the world. You'll see we're creeping up. We're up to 456th. We're coming for you, Moo Moo Maniacs. But yeah, big shout out to a few of the guys over here. They were really helpful with a lot of information. If you guys want to check them out, definitely have a look at some of their islands, because these guys are crazy good at the game and they absolutely just crushed the guild tournament. But that is all we've got time for in today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. What I would like you to do is go down in the comments and let me know which one of the production side or the delivery side, which one of these are you prioritizing upgrading next. I would love to know. Let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, hit that like button, subscribe as well if you haven't already for more Sunshine Island content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.